another leg from New York out to Cleveland. Get this done and keep this stream going today because I haven't done it for a while. It's been it's nice to kind of do it after having not done it for a while. So I'm kind of leaning towards doing it as well here. So I'm just trying to set up a flight plan really quickly here on the other screen. Just check the weather in Cleveland, see if we need it. No, don't really need too much extra fuel today. That's fine. Let's do that. So we'll set this up really quickly and we'll get going here for leg number 2. I haven't done a second leg for a while. 111 airtime, not too bad, not too bad. So let's do it. All right. Let's do it. Let's do a quick turnaround here. Did I not put electrical power on the airplane? And he shut down the APU because he's an idiot like that. There. I don't know why he always shuts down the APU. This guy's got a real excitement for the APU. All right, so let's go ahead and call the fuel truck because we're going to definitely need more fuel to get to Cleveland. And let's see if we can't set this up. We still got power on. And let's pull over my flight plan for New York to Cleveland. Yeah, let's get a second one done. Why not? Me monkey. Monkey says, ooh, woo, woo. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do this. Let's get a second leg done in today. So let's get this thing turned around. Let's start setting up.
Roger.
That triggers him to start setting up. And so let's do this here. I'm going to do it again on my tablet because it makes... Oh my God, stop moving the freaking jet bridge. I don't know who's doing that. But boy, it's becoming annoying in this sim. It really is. All right. So now we're doing KJFK to KCLE.
All right, I'm out for the walk around.
All right, so JFK Cleveland. And what do we got for an alternate here? Detroit, I think. Where's my flight plan? Yeah, Detroit. And what I'll do is I'll pull this up. I'm going to do the rest of this on the tablet here. If I can just zoom in enough to see it there. All right. So today's flight number now is going to be Endeavour 4712 over to Cleveland. All right, departing 22 right here in Kennedy. I'm going to say JFK. No, I'll leave it for now, and I can change it if I need to. Candor, Jet 60. Candor, J60 to Phillipsburg. And then upper. And the Tribe 4. 24 left is the plan, so... No, because that's...
I'm back from the walk around. All looks good.
ILS 24 left. Call the Tribe 4. Upper transition. Let's go to the legs page, make sure there's no discons. Doesn't look like anything until we get to the ILS, which is fine. Perf page, let's do a flex temp this time of 46 because I forgot to do a flex temp last time. How many people are we expecting on this one? 48. Ooh, not too many people going to Cleveland today. Let's set that payload. Where's my fuel truck? Why is the fuel truck not here yet? When is this fuel truck arriving? Oh, there he is. He's almost here. I think. No, he's driving away. Apparently he's not. Apparently he's not coming with me. Okay, fine. We are gonna need some fuel for this. We are gonna need some fuel for this, so where'd my flight plan go here? Start loading up. This is in pounds this time, right? Because I'm pretty sure this time I selected pounds. Yeah, 9750 pounds. So let's go ahead and just get this on there. Get up to at least 9700. All right. So we got that up there. Let's go ahead and call for boarding. Let's make sure those doors are open. For some reason they're not. There. Now they're going to start doing their job. Okay. So the fueling's happening now. Slowly. Thought it was happening. For some reason it's off again. What the heck? I literally just was... I literally just set it and then somehow it went off.
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes, you can start boarding. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Why does nobody listen to me? Why does no one listen to me when I tell them things? All right, flight level 360 for the altitude here. And let's see here. Where's my flight plan gone again? So ice deviation, we're looking at a temperature of +8, and then for the cruise winds, let's put in the top of climb winds there, 264 at 38. Should give us a pretty reasonable approximation. Execute that, and then VNAV setup, we just go to a 0.77 Mach in cruise, execute that, and we are good to go in the flight plan department. Shouldn't take too long to get through all this panel stuff here. We don't need to do any first flight of the day checks anymore. Thought I turned off all the landing lights. Somebody at the gate is going to be very mad at me for having taxed up to the gate with all the landing lights on. Okay, let's go ahead and get 3A back on since we're going to be ready to leave shortly here. Wait till we're done fueling before we get the APU fired up. Yeah, it looks like we are done fueling. Nice. So go ahead and fire up the APU. And we did get a clearance from New York here. Unprompted, but that's okay. Squawk 1056, flight level 360. I don't know how I got a squawk code of 99. .56. Flight level 360, D's 5, Candor, Jet 60, Phyllis Break Upper Tribe 4, 2812 for departure, altitude restriction maintain 5,000, D's 5 transit. Alright, so we gotta change that up, so let's set the altitude 5,000. And let's go ahead and start the APU again, and D's 5 departure, candor transition. And then we're going to have to just check all this here in a minute. Let's get Toga up there. Let's make sure we have the latest and greatest ATIS. ATIS Bravo 3028. Alright, so 3028. Back into FMS mode, 5,000 feet. For the MDA for now. Alright, I think we're just about ready to fire this thing up again here. It doesn't take nearly as long for a station turn. And they're still deboarding the baggage. Then they got bored. I didn't realize. I did not realize they had to wait for the baggage doors to open. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't realize they had to wait for me to. Oh, that's some crazy truck driving right there. All right, well, if you can't do the next one, so be it. It's always great when we have your company, but sometimes you just can't do it. All right, so we're just waiting for these guys to finish deboarding and then boarding, and in the meantime, we can do a departure briefing. Are you ready for the departure briefing?
Go ahead.
All right, so today we're going to be doing now taxi out first of all. Let's just bring this up here. Come on, you can do it. There we go. All right, so departing JFK really quickly. Let's see here. Taxi out. Gonna be really straightforward. Probably up Bravo, transition to Echo to get to runway 22 right for a D's 5 RNAV departure out of New York. So 22 left and right, climb heading 224 is assigned by DC. Top altitude maintain 5,000. 5,000 is what we've got. We've gotten the clearance as well. Expect vectors to D's, and then after that it's D's, Hero, Colonel, and Candor is where we leave the arrival or the departure. So D's, Hero, Colonel, Candor, and then we continue westbound from there. Terrain around here, 3,000 feet basically over Manhattan. Weather is again VFR, operational. No MELs on this aircraft today. NOTAMs. Quick check here of the NOTAMs for New York. I didn't see anything really actually when I checked it earlier for our arrival. Echo holding position signs.
Boarding requested.
I don't see too much going on there at all. Stars, it's... I don't see too much at all. Wow. And then everyone breaks away. I guess, are we done? Are we done? Deboarding complete. Boarding passengers now. Of course, we're boarding passengers now that they took the bridge away. Put that bridge back again for like the 17th time. And, yeah. We are going to do a pre-start check.
Stand by.
Any questions?
No questions. Fuel quantity.
Released with 10030 pounds on board.
10030 pounds. Confirmed. Cabin signs.
On.
Pressurization.
Set.
Altimeters.
3028 set left and center.
3028. Set right and cross-checked. Flight instruments.
Set left.
Set right. Oxygen flow.
checked. Check left.
Checked right. FMS.
Verified.
Radios.
Set left.
Set right. Takeoff brief.
Complete.
Pre-start check complete.
Alright, so while they're doing that boarding, baggage loading in progress. Apparently. I'm going to reopen those just to make sure that they can board the bags if they want to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away for about 3 minutes here.
Stand
I'm going
by.
to just get refill my cup of coffee, and we'll get on our way to Cleveland here, guys. So just stick with me for a couple minutes here, and we'll be right back with you.
Maintenance status.
Cancel checklist. Cancel checklist.
Roger.
Alright, we'll be right back in just like 2 minutes, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board today. As you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact a flight attendant. If you are unable to accommodate any item in the cabin, please bring it to the boarding door and we will check it for you. Also, review the safety instruction card in your seat pocket. If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
All right, everybody, back with you here. Let's just see if...
Go ahead.
And I just don't think that they're going to load this stuff, so I'm just going to reset GSX here. Because he drove all the stuff away, and it's like, well, you can't really... Scraping the tail along the end there. Got a hell of a nose up. Ain't climbing very fast. Like 30-degree pitch up, barely climbing. All right. Let's just prepare for pushback and departure because I don't think we're ever going to board those bags. It's still not a perfect system, but I like it. I think it works pretty well for the most part. All right, so let's take off the ground power. Let's remove the chocks. And we're just about ready to go. Start checklist. Engine start checklist.
APU.
Hello, Captain. We're
On.
ready for pushback.
Takeoff data set 46865 pounds. V speeds are V1 134 VR 136 V2 147 VFTO 193 flaps 8. Set right.
Set left.
Trims engaged and centered. 7 point. Seatbelt and shoulder harness.
Check left. Check left.
Departure check complete.
Checked right.
Bypass
Hydraulic
pin
pumps.
On. Auto and on.
Beacon.
On.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Doors.
Closed.
Engine start check complete.
So they did say that the passengers were boarded. Okay, yeah. See, and I had to step away. What the passengers were waiting for was the baggage, and it seemed like they got kind of stuck because they never offloaded the bags. They were stuck. It seemed like they were waiting to reload the bags, but as soon as the offloading was done, everybody pulled away. So, anywho. Not a perfect system still. There's still glitches. If you don't follow the flow perfectly, it doesn't always work well. So, just going to let it be. In the meantime, we're going to push back, and we're going to get the heck out of here. Go to Cleveland.
Parking brakes.
I can't believe you guys suckered me into a second leg.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Sometimes it's just fun to do this stuff, though. Alright. I don't know who's back there. Is that you, Nuclear Jet? Somebody's back there coming with me to Cleveland, I think. Or maybe it's just somebody random. That also is possible, but could just be somebody totally random. Start engine 1.
Starting engine 1.
Alright, so there he goes. He does all the work on this. This is kind of the nice thing. I haven't also not been using FS2Crew because FS2Crew does not perfectly follow the airline SOPs. I figured they'd be counterproductive in my training at this point, so I have not been using FS2Crew. Busy day here in New York, though. So I've not been using FS2Crew that much, but now trying to use it a little bit more. It's nice to have someone doing half this work for you because flying these things single pilot is just way too much work. I did not put the fuel pumps on, which is funny because it's not in the checklist, so I forget that part of the flow sometimes. That's why we don't get any light off, because we don't have any fuel flowing into the engine. Now we got some light off going on. Okay, don't push back too far because there's another airplane behind us somewhere there. Don't push back too far, please.
Engine 1 start complete.
Start engine 2.
Starting engine 2.
Set parking brakes.
Alright, parking brake is set. Let's just make sure that this is tracking. Pre-flight, good. That knows what we're doing. And I just realized that I have to reset my flight tracking at the top of the screen there. So let me just see if there it is. New York to Cleveland. Perfect. So that's in there now. Phase unknown. We'll figure it out in a second. Once we get 2 good engine starts, we'll figure it out here.
Unlocking gear.
Alright. Can't believe you guys talked me into a second leg. What better use of my Saturday? I have not done that much recreational streaming for a while, so it's kind of a nice use of my Saturday. I realized I did not put myself back up there again. Alright, there they go.
Bypass pin removed.
Engine start is going well. I hope that
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Engine 2 start complete.
the background noise is loud enough.
Cow's on.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our flight today.
I'm always sort of
Speaking. Please direct your attention
you
to
know,
the cabin
treading that line between making sure it's warm and it's loud enough that you can hear it, but also loud that it drowns me out completely. Sometimes it's so hard to tell from the balance. Check. I think that guy's pretty loud. A lot of the other airplane noises are pretty quiet, but that's okay. Alright, there he is. He's got his flags. Our yaw damper is off, so let's just get that on.
To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the buckle. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. Doors are clearly marked
Pre-taxi
with
check.
signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape.
Pre-taxi checklist.
APU.
Locate the exit nearest you. The nearest exit may be behind you.
Off.
In an emergency, lights will illuminate
Set.
the aisle.
Anti-ice
The cabin
set.
is pressurized. If there is a loss of cabin pressure, a panel will
Checked.
open and oxygen
Wheels
mask
will
will
steer.
appear. Remain seated with your seatbelt
Armed.
fastened and pull a mask
Flaps.
toward you
Flaps
to start
set.
the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will
Flaps
flow
8
into the
indicated.
mask even though the bag may not inflate. Cover your
Flaps
nose
8
and mouth
indicated.
with the mask. Place the elastic band around your head and tighten by pulling on the end.
Flaps 8 confirmed.
Secure your own mask before assisting others. Your seat bottom cushion may be used
Flaps
as a
8 confirmed.
flotation device. Pull
Flight
up and
controls.
remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on
Check
to the
left.
straps located on
Check
the back.
right. Pre-taxi
This
check.
is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin
Clear
or
left.
laboratories.
Clear right.
Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your seat. Thank you for your attention.
Taxi light on.
For him, he won't cover that airspace. Squawk VFS, yeah.
Roger, Squawk MPS, have a great night. Have a great night and frequency change to advisory.
New York approach, good day again. Endeavour 4712 on the ground at Kennedy, short of Bravo at Hotel Bravo.
And 4712, New York departure. Runway 22 right, taxi via left Bravo Echo cross and with you on right.
Left Bravo, Echo Cross, runway 31 right for 22 right, Endeavour 4712. Alright, as expected, the second left is Bravo, and then that becomes
Becoming
Echo.
loud and clear 505.
Delta 2PG7 requesting Alpha.
Pretty steady stream of departures off this runway here, where that guy just went. He just took off in front of us here.
I sent you a PDC clearance.
They have
Did
an
you get
FS2
it?
crew for the CRJ. Yes, they do. I make good use of it. I don't think I make too good use of it. Sometimes he listens to me when I don't want him to listen to me, but I don't think I could get these flights done without the FS2 crew. It really just helps take the load off. There's so much to do, especially in the pre-flight phase. And there's a reason why. There's many reasons why there's two pilots, but there's lots of things that take advantage of the fact there's two pilots, and splitting the pre-flight duties is one of them. So, definitely.
Direct date 100
I
depart.
find that FS2 crew is one of those pretty
180.
worthwhile investments for the most part, because it's such a useful division of workload. It takes a lot of the work off of you, so you can focus on a couple of specific tasks. And it just lets you interact with the airplane too when you're airborne, so you can call for flaps and gear and all that stuff without actually having to take your hands off the controls. You can just call for it and somebody else will do it for you. So,
gateway climb.
yeah,
Essentially 322.
FS2 crew again, to me, and I'd like to think in a lot of ways I'm a pragmatist when it comes to software. Trying to do voice detect software and have it, detect all sorts of different calls and different voices, different accents, different
Sierra 227 Victor, Squawk Charlie, please.
different vocal styles. It's hard to create a piece of software that understands all of those things. So I tend to give a lot of leeway to FS2 crew, and it's not perfect. It misses calls. Sometimes it hears things that it doesn't want me to hear. Thank goodness for the hard mute button. The key is remembering to use it. When you're streaming, hard mute as much as possible. But there's certain times when you want to take off the hard mute, when you're doing takeoffs and landings, and then you're
United 231, we're all set up
and then
to go.
you're not saying much on stream because you don't want to risk triggering your FS2 crew.
231 for the New York for departure. Wind 200 at 13, gust 23.
Yeah, I had FS2 crew for pretty much everything in the P3D world. All the aircraft that I had in the P3D world. There's one or two that I did not have. I had it for most of the P3D aircraft, and it was such a useful tool. And it really, to me, it adds the immersion. Like my whole idea with these streams is to try and give you kind of an immersive airline experience. Which, if I was really actually doing a real immersive airline experience, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now because we'd be doing a sterile taxi, taxi out here. We wouldn't be chatting constantly throughout the taxi out, but with that little caveat in there, we try to keep this a little bit entertaining. I try as much as possible to keep this realistic and keep the whole simulation as realistic as possible. So I find that FS2 Crew adds big to that. Really kind of adds to the realism here. Now, should there be signs right across the taxiway? That's not realistic either. But yes, I absolutely thought.
Eastern 322 heavy contact New York Center 125.32.
To me, FS2 Crew is almost an essential of simming an airliner.
2532, have a good day. Thanks to the ATC.
Especially because we don't have any kind of multiplayer ability
100, descend and maintain
where we can share the workload with a fellow human being. Strobes on. And that to me is the other end of the equation. It's something that still is missing. And I hope it's something that we can find a way to tackle it and be able to fly our advanced airliners in multiplayer, with true multiplayer, with having one person in each seat, as it were.
And 4712, fly runway heading, wind 180 at 13, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left, Endeavour 4712.
Delta 20,
before takeoff checklist down to the line.
At your discretion, call for taxi.
Flight attendants, take your seat for departure, please.
Make sure this is tracking. Taxi out, yeah, it's tracking.
Cabin has been notified. Crossflow manual. Thrust reversers on.
Sierra 227 Victor, I still don't see more Charlie.
5,000 feet pre-selected.
Set.
Fuel confirmed. Takeoff config.
Checked.
Checked. For takeoff check to the line complete.
Forging. Takeoff checklist below the line.
Delta 2337, pushing start your discretion.
Set.
Gas.
Checked.
Checked. For takeoff check below the line complete.
Clear left.
Clear right.
You can just say clear left and clear right. Adds a nice layer of realism.
Yep, Blue 2647, requesting radio check.
Still 2667, loud and clear 5x5.
5x5, yep, Blue 2647.
United 231 passing through 900.
United 231, radar contact, turn right, heading 040, climb and maintain 6000.
Runway heading
right
check.
Heading 040 check. And 6,000 on the altitude, United 231.
Delta 237, can I get the altimeter?
Thrust check. Set thrust.
Delta 2337, Canada altimeter 3028, information Charlie.
Altimeter 3028, Delta 2.
V1, rotate.
Mexico 2312, fly runway heading, wind 180 at 13, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Gear up.
Clear for takeoff, 22 right, what was the heading?
Gear up.
Runway heading.
Fly runway heading, Air Mexico 2212.
Heading mode. Speed mode, heading mode. About on. Set speed 220.
Cow's on.
Climb sequence.
And 4712, radar contact, altitude leaving.
Endeavour 4712 through 2900.
Very safe, radio check.
And 4712, turn left heading 050, climb and maintain 7000.
Say again for Endeavour 4712.
Under 4712, turn left, heading 050, climb and maintain 7000.
Left 050, climb 7000. Set 7000. Set 7000. Why can't I
Sierra
re-engage the autopilot?
227 Victor, I don't see the mode
There's the
Charlie. Unless I
autopilot.
see mode Charlie, I cannot give any taxi permission. I'm sorry for that. Dreamjet 100, turn left heading turn left heading 160,
I don't know what's happening there. The autopilot did not go on.
Left 160, descend and maintain 3000, Tom Jet, correction, Dreamjet 100.
Delta 223, ready for taxi.
Set speed
United
220.
231, turn right heading 070, climb and maintain 10,000.
Rate 070
After takeoff
and
check.
up to 10,000 for United 231.
Sierra 227 Victor, roger.
After
Ladies and
takeoff
gentlemen,
check.
in just a few moments, we'll begin our meal service for
Just
the
confirm the
flight.
heading for Endeavour
Please be sure to
4712.
the menu
Under 4712, turn left heading 050.
and your beverage choices available.
050, thanks, Endeavour 4712. I did have a rate, but I was just checking.
Under 4712, climb and maintain 17,000.
17,000 Endeavour 4712. Set
Mexico
17,000.
2312 radar contact, proceed direct VV, climb and maintain 12,000.
Could you repeat that one more time for Air Mexico 2312? We were having some traffic here.
No problem. Air Mexico 2312 radar contact, proceed direct VV, climb and maintain 12,000.
Direct wavy, climb and maintain 12,000. Thank you.
40.
Air Mexico 2312.
Climb. Alright, well that was a terrible departure, I gotta say.
And New York
I don't know what
approach,
happened there, but the autopilot on, I looked away, I come back, and the
right,
airplane's
ready to
spiraling
go.
out of control.
Current 250 heavy, fly runway heading wind 180 at 13, runway 22 right, clear for
That's
takeoff.
why we need multiple pilots.
Runway
One
heading
person
clear for
can really
takeoff,
kind of
Spring Air
focus on flying the
250
airplane.
Dreamjet 100, 6 miles from T-Turbo cross, proceed direct T-Turbo
quick
cross,
flight, though, with only 48 people. We got
3000,
to be
clear
lightweight
island
today.
runway 22 left approach.
I was not impressed with that departure.
Proceed direct Peterborough, cross Peterborough 3000, clear island to the left, that's Dreamjet 100.
United 231, contact New York Center 125.32.
Over to New York Center, 125.32, United 231.
Alright, so there's 10,000 speed. 290.
New York approach, Walker 2916,
And,
350 at ramp 63 F
lights
LaGuardia.
off.
With information Bravo request, IFR to your
Seatbelts
boxes.
off.
Walker 2916, I sent you PDC clearance and I see a squawk in the corrector. Do you have the PDC clearance?
Yeah, do you have that? I just missed that. I apologize.
No problem. Walker 2916, advise you for taxi pushes at your discretion.
Will advise ready to taxi. Walker 2916.
Air Mexico 2312, proceed direct VV, climb and maintain 12,000, contact
All
New York
right.
Center 125.32.
Contact New York Center. Thank you. Have a great day.
Underway again.
Yeah.
Turn on course here, hopefully. So.
Korean 250 heavy radar contacts altitude leaving.
Queen Air 250 is leaving 4,000 for 5,000.
Current 250 heavy, turn
Well,
left
I'm
heading
going to get a pretty low
050,
score on this one
climb
with
and
that high
maintain
pitch up and bank angle on departure.
17,000.
Oh well.
Left to 150 and climbing
what the heck is
to
going on there.
170. Queen Air 250 heavy.
Here's alt capture.
And 4712, contact New York Center 125.32.
New York 12532, Endeavour 4712.
Taylor 2337, runway 22 right, taxi via Bravo, Echo, cross runway 31 right.
Okay, taxi via Bravo, Echo, cross runway 21 right, Delta 2337.
Yeah?
New York approach, November 42, Bravo November, radio check.
Good morning. Radar contact level 350.
Alright, and we gotta step away for a second. We'll be right back.
New York Center, Air Mexico 2612 with you, passing flight level, or passing 7,800. Air Mexico 2312, New York Center, good morning, climb to level 230. Climb to flight level 230.
Just a second.
Air Mexico 2312.
Okay, just a second. Endeavour 4712 at 70,000.
Center 31 Fox, ready to go 24 Allen.
Stand by. Five three three one Foxtrot. Left downwind departure to prove runway 24 cliff takeoff. The winds are 19009.
As a left downwind departure 24 cliff for takeoff 31 Fox.
American 531, turn left, heading 300, general localizer.
320, general localizer, American 531.
300.
300. Level 350, JetBlue 2667.
At 231, Boston's logging off, radar services terminated, Unicom's 228, have a great day.
Thank you, you too, bye-bye, JetBlue 2667.
Delta 2269, depart. Just confirm you're leveling at 11, sir, over Cameron.
They were kind of plowed down through 11,000, that's my fault, Delta 2269.
Delta 2269, Roger. Climb to 11,000, depart Cameron, heading 040.
Okay, back to 11,000 at 040, departing Cameron, Delta 2269.
And good afternoon, New York Center. Cornier 250 Heavy is climbing through 1,100 for 15,000.
Green 250, New York Center, direct gale, climb to flight level 340.
Direct gale up to 340, Cornier 250 Heavy.
I just need this for clearance to Boston.
Delta 2269, ILS 22 left.
ILS 22 left, Delta 2269.
American 531, cleared ILS approach 27, right your 6 from Jalto.
Clear ILS 7 right, American 531.
Delta 858, descend via the Philbo 3 arrival, the Philadelphia altimeter 3023.
Send it Philbo 3 arrival 2023 on the altimeter Delta 858.
Delta 64, cross hogs at level 180.
Fox 180, also.
Eastern 322 radar services terminated. Unicom is 22A. Good day.
128, have a good one. Eastern 322 Heavy, see you.
Delta 2269, descend to 4,000.
4,000, Delta 2269 Heavy.
Air Mexico 2312, climb to flight level 360. Climb to flight level 360, Air Mexico 2312. 331 Foxtrot, say your altitude.
We're at 2.5 for 31 Fox.
31 Fox radar contact, resume on navigation, appropriate VFR altitude.
Alright, resume on navigation, appropriate VFR altitude, 31 Fox.
31 Charlie, no traffic reported in or around the airport. The radar service is terminated. Hold the code and report cancellation of last bar. On the ground no later than, actually, yeah, just call me when you get on the ground.
Roger, we're probably on the ground 31 Charlie and clear for the RNF 25 and switching over to Unicom.
Roger, if I didn't clear, clear RNF 25.
Roger, clear RNF 25, 31 Charlie.
Your control from 63
clear from Boston, and we're going to busy at 8,000 feet.
3-1 Charlie, do you want me to resequence you? I apologize, I didn't clear for the approach. Do you want me to give you a quick right turn back around? Charlie, do you want me to give you a quick 360, get you back on the funnel over Silky? I apologize, I didn't clear for the approach.
I heard that.
3-1 Charlie.
New York Endeavor 4712, 17,000 feet, heading 050.
Endeavor 4712, roger. Been looking for you. Unicom's 22-8, Boston's offline with you.
Okay, 22-8, Endeavor 4712.
No contract 63 with you.
I'm sorry, who was that?
It's KLM 63.
KLM 63, New York Center. Hello, expect the ILS.
I don't know why I can't seem to get this to sequence here, but I cannot seem to get this to sequence.
To go at 8,000 at busy.
Affirmative.
Alright, so let's get this climate again here. We had some early visitors. I had some visitors coming to my house, but they showed up really early.
Busy 6,000 and 302.
Alright, so let's get this climb going and let's get back on course here. That was not well timed anyways. I mean, things happen. I was not expecting them for about another hour and a bit. They showed up nice and early. Yeah, what are you going to do? Alright, so 36,000 direct Ds, and let's go ahead and go transition set standard. There we go, standard set. Alright, let's get this show underway here again.
Delta 858, expect the ILS
300 on the speed. Alright, so he wants us to Unicom. I think that might be an tactical error, but anyway. Tried to call him, didn't get an answer.
10,000, expect the ILS 22.
Descend and maintain 10,000, expect ILS 22, American 1888.
Alright, that was not the way I kind of intended for things to happen, but anyways. Sometimes you just gotta roll with it. Tried flying the CRJ for the first time in months, and twice the engine shut down. Once a taxi, once a top of descent. Good tech time. I have escaped the pause menu. Not sure if I paused the first time or not. Have you had any issues? I have not had issues with this aircraft. I have had that issue before. I don't think I've ever had it with this aircraft. I'm trying to think what aircraft I had it with. Was it the CRJ? I remember having dual engine failure issues. If you're having like a dual engine failure issue, the first thing to look to, the most likely suspect, is usually there we go. Usually the first suspect is to look at your hardware. If you've got anything controlling your throttle quadrant at all, it could be sending or mixture control, especially if you've got a mixture control configured on your throttle quadrant, it could be just even momentarily sending a 0 value, setting a mixture cutoff value, just as a spike, just as a random just as a random spike, a little spurious data, but that's enough to turn off the fuel flow. And then it was the Mad Dog that used to do it to me. Every once in a while, the Fly the Mad Dog would do that to me. Very rare, but in the P3D world, the Mad Dog would do it to me every once in a while. It was very frustrating. And yeah, what I found out was that it was a mixture control. So I had the mixture control set up on my throttle quadrant, and even though I didn't touch it, it would occasionally just send a spurious little 0 value down the pipe into the sim, and it would read 0 mixture as fuel cutoff. So then it would cut the fuel off, and then you could restart the engine again if you tried, but the engines would have to cycle down and then cycle back up again. So it was very frustrating to deal with. It took me a little while to kind of solve that problem. So that's my first suggestion. If you're having a trouble with the engines going to failing, both of them at the same time usually, randomly, that's my first thing to suggest. See if you have a mixture set configured on your throttle quadrant at all. Yeah. either try mapping the mixture control or try making sure it's not mapped to anything. So, you know, like a lot of us have like a kind of a generic profile we use where we'll have the mixture, we'll have the throttle, the prop, and the mixture all set up. Even though we may not use them in the jets, we'll just use the throttles only. We may not use the mixture control. That information still is getting sent into the sim. So set up a new profile for your jet and delete any reference to the mixture in there, any axis controls or anything like that. See if that works. Because yeah, that usually was my problem. I haven't had it in the CRJ, but I did have it in the Mad Dog and P3D a couple times, and I found that when I did that, it seemed to eliminate those problems. So give that a try. All right, 27,000. Fortunately, we're light today, so we can get going here pretty quickly here. That was just a poorly timed disruption. Should have just paused the sim for a couple seconds there instead of flying onwardly endlessly. Oh well, what are you gonna do? These things happen sometimes. Life happens. You gotta just sort of roll with it. Life happens, COVID happens, and you just roll with it. Alright, how are we doing here? Pardon me. This is our flight here. We got way off course there. New York doesn't seem to want to talk to us, but Cleveland's online now. Great. I wonder how long before New York sends me a contact me and says, hey, maybe you should be talking to me. Well, I'm going to let him figure it out. He turfed me to Unicom. I don't know what these guys are doing. But anyways, there's our flight. Should be just an hour flight. Hopefully when we get level here, get some cruise speed going on. She's climbing pretty well still, considering we have 300 knots. I think we might have transitioned to Mach number here at this point, but climbing at Mach 8.0 and still climbing 1,200 feet per minute. That's a pretty good climb rate, I gotta say. I'm pretty impressed with that. We're gonna be there in a little over an hour, hopefully. Let's just check here. Prague page. Yeah, a little over an hour. We should be in Cleveland. And we'll actually have some ATC in for arrival in Cleveland, which is just crazy. I mean, we're really lucking out with this ATC. All right, and apparently I got a pilot life friend request here, so let's just have a little look-see. Should hopefully have a message waiting for me. Friend request received. Hello. So G Cook Scotland 1. If I can go to community, yes, I can add whoever wants me to. I will add you as a friend here in my pilot's life career. You can check it out. Keep an eye on my career. Come on. If this software will load, please don't crash because it would make this whole thing irrelevant at this point. Friend requests 3 new. Oh, I didn't even notice these. I don't even notice when these came in here. So we're gonna go ahead and accept all you guys that want to be friends here. Always looking for new friends. Seem to be having some connection issues there because she's taking a sweet time processing this information here. There we go. So now we got a bunch of friends in here. Some of them are online, some of them are offline. We've got 201 flights currently in progress in a pilot's life. Let's see what's going on here currently in a pilot's life here. A lot of people in Europe, not so much in North America, but some. Got a bit of a collection of people there over in Seattle doing stuff right now. Here we are just coming back over to New York. This is not this is not an efficient departure whatsoever. A beam our departure point, and we're up at our cruise altitude. Almost. 360 or 340? I thought for some reason it was 340. It is filed at 360. Okay, so we're not quite at our cruise yet, but we'll be there very soon here. And because we kind of ended up a little bit behind, I might keep the power up a little higher than was otherwise planned, just to help us get there a little faster. New York doesn't want to talk to us, that's fine, but maybe Cleveland will talk to us. we level off and cruise. We'll see if we can do at least 8.0 and level cruise here. Just get there just even a little bit quicker. Not that I don't enjoy the flying part, but just got to get it done. I got a few things to do today. Got some birthday fun happening later today, some postponed birthday fun, so we got to make sure that we're ready for that. And away we go. Just trying to think if there was much. I didn't see too much new stuff happening really in the sim world this past couple of weeks. There's still the steady stream of airports coming out. There is that preview. I didn't even have a chance to watch it yet, but that preview of the what is it, the RV-22 Osprey coming into MSFS soon. So that's pretty neat. That is a really unique aircraft. You know, they're barely even getting helicopters in the sim. To be trying to put the Osprey in here, that is a very not strange, but definitely a very unique aircraft with some very unique aerodynamic characteristics. That's going to be a challenging one to put in the sim. It's nice to see that they're putting the effort into that. I think that's going to be a fun aircraft. Otherwise, you know, not too much else right now new, but lots of stuff to look forward to. There's a new PMDG update. It's funny that the comment was made as a result of the newest PMDG update that there is, that's 35 or 36, that PMDG has now put out an update to their 737 on average 18 days since the release of the first 737 back in May. On average, every 18 days there's been some kind of an update to the 737. Now he wants me to call him. Crying out loud. 2532. And New York, hello, Endeavour 4712 with you again. 355, climbing 360.
Endeavour 4712, I apologize. I thought you were going to Boston and they just locked off, but you're going to lovely Cleveland. Your radar contact level 360, clear direct Papa Sierra Bravo.
Alright, direct Phillipsburg, thanks, Endeavour 4712.
Delta 64 to Port Cameron heading 040.
Port Cameron heading.
Alright, direct Phillipsburg. Nice. Nice
Delta
shortcut.
2337,
I like it.
runway heading Y, turning right.
The inevitable.
Delta 2337, Y in the right turn, you're given runway heading, sir.
At least they call him sir. Alright.
Okay, Delta 2269, Kennedy wind, 18013, runway 22 left, clear to land.
Quick land 22 left at the 22.
That definitely took a little dog leg out of that. That's good. There's 360.
And someone was looking for clearance. Give me your numbers one more time, please.
That was the American 6011.
We get just a little bit of power back here.
Kilo November uniform, we are at Peterborough and would like to request clearance to Washington.
Okay, Kilo November uniform, no request.
Alright, so just keeping up like Mach 8.2 here, which is pretty good for a CRJ.
KLM 63, you're 4 miles from Yeoman. Cross Yeoman at 3000, cleared ILS approach 22, speed your discretion.
Phillipsburg in 20 minutes, and then shortly after that we're going to start down.
American 1888 descends at 3000.
Down to 3000 for American 1888.
Anything cool in the update? Yeah, anniversary updates coming out.
Heading American 1888.
Gliders, balloons, helicopters, that sort of thing. Gliders, that's going to be, I believe gliders are being added. That's a really neat thing, and that takes you back in Flight Simulator, because I remember flying the...
1856.
Oh, what was it? There was a glider in Flight Sim back in like Flight Sim 95, I think it was. FS95, I think there was a glider. That's a neat... That's a very different way of operating in the aviation world, and it really requires quite a lot more hands and feet skills to try and just experience to find the thermals that are going to keep you going. So I wonder how well those thermals are going to be simulated in the simulator. I remember in the old FS4, FS95 days, the cheap way of doing a thermal was they just put like a brown rectangle on the ground and said this is a field that'll have a thermal over it. And you could just look for those and circle over those, and you can spiral around over those and get your glider up to a good altitude. With the realism and the dynamics of the environment that they have here, I'm sure there will be updrafts modeled, but it's going to be a little bit more challenging to kind of try and find them, and require some experience, some knowledge, or some other kind of overt symbolism perhaps of where to find these thermals, but that's going to be interesting. I definitely wouldn't mind giving the gliders a try. As much as I enjoy kind of using this to simulate the high-speed
American
airline
1888,
flying.
turn right heading 120.
Pardon me.
Right turn heading 120, American 1888.
17 Alpha Charlie, maintain VFR
Yeah, so
below 1,000.
I think that'll be interesting. I wonder what else is in that glider. Hello, seeing you. You're gonna go gliding at Markham, are you? But again, there's one that because of the way you fly a glider, like you're generally slow. You're really kind of analyzing the scenery to try and find thermals and updrafts. It'll give you much more incentive to be down low looking at the scenery. So that's
it is. Have a great day. Unicom 22-8, the radar service is terminated. Over to Unicom. Thank you. Have a great day.
That'll be certainly a neat variation. Okay.
Delta 858, turn right heading 060.
What else are you trying to find here?
4,000.
Historical aircraft, the Wright Flyer. You're going to get to go fly the Wright Flyer in Microsoft Flight
Delta 2237, you turning right again, sir. You should have been given the left.
Not definitely don't be in a hurry. the A310, the Spruce Goose.
What now? Don't do it. Now Delta 2337.
The Hughes Spruce Goose is coming to and the DC-3 and the Beaver.
American 1888, descend and maintain 2,000.
There's a lot of
170.
2,500.
There's a lot of interesting aircraft coming to this.
270, American 1888.
170, 270.
170, excuse me.
Delta 64, descend to 4,000.
The Spirit of St. Louis.
American 1888, turn right heading 190, join
the
localizer.
And a Bell 407.
Right, 190, join the localizer, American 1888.
There's some interesting airplanes coming to this next sim update.
American 414, runway 22 right at Whiskey,
10 seconds of your life.
left, Bravo, Romeo, Whiskey.
And the Airbus A310 as well, so there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff coming to
American
Microsoft.
1888, you're 4 from Greco, clear ILS-22, speed 170.
Bell 407, that's a good one right there. I mean, that's just your very basic helicopter, but nevertheless, there's not a whole lot of helicopters really available in this sim yet, and I'm hoping that if Asobo kind of officially supports them and provides information about an interface with them, that more people will be able to release them. I've never really been a big fan of helicopters myself in the sim because they're so hard to control. The dynamics make it incredibly challenging to control, but I like the idea behind it. I would love to try it.
American 6011, clearance available, advised, ready to copy.
I love kind of doing that and challenging some of the VATSIM controllers by actually flying a helicopter, because not very many people do. So most people do not know how to treat a helicopter in the sim.
As filed, maintain 5,000. Departure frequency.
Really classic aircraft.
Expect flight 3701 minutes after
40th anniversary will also bring 4 classic commercial airports, 10 glider airports, 12 new aircraft, 14 heliports, and 20 classic missions from the franchise's past. I gotta say, look at this though. The Spruce Goose, man. That is a very unique aircraft in aviation history. That'll be a bit of an interesting one to kind of fly around a little bit.
Cleared ILS-22.
Who knows how realistic it really will be, since the default airplanes.
I'm always a little
bit skeptical, but I mean, then you get the A310, and the A310 is from INI Build, so you're getting some good quality developers that are developing some of this mainline content, if you will, not third-party content, but mainline content in the sim is coming from some high-end third-party developers. It's good to see Asobo collaborating with these people. I hope that
22 right at Juliet, contact Kennedy ground 121.9. Have a great day.
And we'll swap to ground short of Juliet.
I certainly hope that this is a trend that continues, that they keep on bringing more.
2916, you just crossed an active taxiway. You were told to hold short 22 at Papa.
This guy is just not listening. Whoever this guy is, he just ain't listening.
Walker 2916, New York.
Lots of interesting stuff. Anyway, so I'm definitely keen to see that update. One thing I did notice
Alpha Charlie, make a straight in for runway
the Fenix recently, and I don't know if this is in all the airplanes or if it's just exclusive to the Fenix, but the
Delta 2337 direct merit climb to 17,000.
The terrain mapping on the Fenix works. I didn't notice this for a long time. Mostly flying a lot of flatland airports. Hadn't flown too many Mountainous Terrain Airports. So one day I was flying Mountainous Terrain Airports. I turned on the terrain display on a whim, and there was the terrain. The oceans, the mountains, everything was there on the terrain display. I was a little surprised. I didn't realize that it was in the sim because I hadn't seen it in any of the other airplanes that I've been flying. So
I show 1076
I wonder if that is a Fenix exclusive there.
On my aircraft, Korean Air 250.
Certainly with the amount of data that's being downloaded from some of these add-ons for the Phoenix and everything else, it would be surprising that database was in there. And it begs me the question once again of how big is my flight simulator folder getting again?
Cleveland Center on
Because
119.
I've also got a few new airports in there, and the number of the size of the airports that you're downloading now, the detail. Each airport now is several gigs usually on its own. Each add-on airport is usually several gigs on its own. So here's my add-on folder now for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's 183 gigabytes.
Center American 1888, have I
183 gigabytes. Meanwhile, the official folder,
1888, cleared land
just as a curiosity to go side by side with it,
cleared land 22, American 1888.
crunch that number as well, but
taxi to the ramp, good day.
it's amazing how fast this stuff takes up extra space. I also want the weather radar to start working. That would also be
to 3000.
a great thing. So the official folder is only up to 150 gigabytes, but my community folder is now 183 gigabytes between airports, airplanes, AI traffic models, and there's a lot of stuff now in that community folder. And each add-on airport nowadays is 2 to 3 gigs. They're bigger than the airplanes sometimes now, which never used to be the case. You know, they'd be a couple hundred megs, but then the airplanes would usually be a gig or so. And the level of detail in these airports is just going up and up and up. It's a good thing, but you're going to need a whole separate hard drive just for your community folder soon.
2337 radar services terminated. Boston's offline. Unicom's 228.
Okay,
contact
information. Yeah, Unicom 12.
Right around the time we get to Phillipsburg is when we're going to start setting up for arrival. Anyways, yeah, lots of good stuff coming to the sim.
40
Pardon me.
It's another 2269. Did you want us to cross 2
So the other week, my family, we have a family tradition now where we have movie night every Friday night in our family, and we all take turns picking movies to watch. So I decided to finally pick a movie to watch with my kids that I hadn't watched with them yet. So finally decided to watch Sully with them, which I had seen the movie when it first came out, and but it was kind of interesting to rewatch it again. Hadn't seen it for probably about 5 years now. Interesting to rewatch the movie again, watch it with my kids, and talk about it a little bit with my kids, and it really brings up some interesting points. And I have to say that, like, the filmmakers really did an excellent job of capturing certain aspects of
Bravo Echo Alpha, great day.
Of the way the sim, or not the way the sim, the way the way people in real life deal with a crisis, and the fallout of a crisis like that.
American 414, New York wind 200
just a little bit here.
Runway 22 right at Whiskey Cliff, take off.
But yeah, and I have to say that the way it was tackled in the movie was incredibly touching and I think accurate. Probably the number one thing, if you talk to any pilot who's ever been involved in a major incident, even minor incidents,
10:30 to 11 o'clock in 9 miles.
But the thing that starts, the first priority is to make sure that everything is taken care of and everything is safe. But as soon as that first kind of initial, like, okay, the situation is handled, people are safe, the incident itself is over, then the second guessing begins. And it's inevitable. And every pilot is going to do it. And I think a lot of people do it. But pilots are a certain breed where they have that sense of accomplishment, that sense of responsibility when they take on the role of pilot, especially as a captain. That never-ending sense of responsibility that when those people step foot on your airplane, they are your responsibility, whether it be the passengers or the crew. And it is they are your responsibility until they leave their aircraft safely at the end of the day. And whenever anything serious happens, you're always going to question. You know, even if the outcome was good, what could you have done better? You're always going to have a regret, a decision that you made in the spur of the moment that perhaps you made quickly because you didn't have a lot of time to think about it. And shortly thereafter you regret it and you want to go back and wish you could have done things differently. And I mean, that's one of the great things about human beings is that we can learn from our past mistakes. We will all make mistakes. To say we're not going to make the mistake is to not be human. And that's something that for a long time pilots didn't want to necessarily admit they made mistakes. You know, they wanted to be these invulnerable people that couldn't make mistakes because the stakes are so high. If you do make a mistake, you don't want to be that person that is known for making mistakes. So even when people made mistakes, they often would not admit it. They just simply carry on. We're very much past that era of aviation now. We're very much into an era where mistakes are accepted and used as learning tools. If you make a mistake while you're operating, the chief pilot calls you to talk about it. The number one thing he's going to want to do is prevent anybody else from doing that. So what happened? Why did you do it? What were your thoughts? Maybe they weren't the smartest thoughts.
Don't worry about it.
But if you made this mistake, there's a good chance someone else could make it too. How can we fix it and prevent it from happening again?
Delta 64, thanks. Clear ILS 22 left, 2000 so established.
So very much pilots are going to be those second guessers now, and we're going to second guess everything we've done. And to watch that movie, and I know it was over dramatized, and the TSB was generally impressed with everything Sully did, but I guarantee you that you know, when he got to a hotel and was able to sit and just think for a little while after that accident, he spent probably a lot of time questioning, did he do everything he could? Was a turn back to LaGuardia really truly possible? If he'd done it right away, without thinking, just immediately started the turn right away, could he have made it? I mean, at the end of the day, the outcome was good. It was not ideal. You know, the aircraft was lost, but all the people on board survived. But then, you know, at the end of the day, even landing in the river like that was something that never been done before. It's nice to see that it's been proven that it is possible to survive that. But even then, landing in the river put everybody at risk. You know, if it had been somewhere different, not in New York where there's hundreds of ferries within, you know, a 5-minute ride of that aircraft, the outcome could have been very different if it had been a river somewhere else where there's perhaps not nearly the boat traffic that there is in and around New York. So, you know, did he put people at risk unnecessarily? And I personally, I don't think he did. I think he did the best he could with the situation he was given. It was an unplanned for, it was you know, an unprecedented situation, and he did the best he could with it. But I'm sure he spent some time afterwards wondering to himself if that was the best outcome, if there was anything that could have been done better to prevent that, to provide an even more ideal outcome. And no one's going to criticize him, I think, in that. No one's going to criticize him more than he will criticize himself. No pilot will criticize himself. Nobody will criticize a pilot more than the pilot will criticize themselves and say, did I do everything as best I could? Did I know everything? Did I use all the information available to me? Did I make the best decisions? And when you're making decisions quickly like that, 3 minutes and 28 seconds, I think, was what they had. When you're making decisions that quickly, you're not going to make your best decisions every single time. You're going to try and do the best you can. But then you're going to have time to think it over afterwards, and you're going to come up with better decisions you could have made in the heat of the moment. It's tough to watch that. I have to say that film captured that so well, though. More so than I think than any other film I've seen, certainly with regards to pilots, but in general with regards to disasters. That second guessing. You know, a lot of people said you did the best you could, and they want you to believe that because they know you're going to have a hard time believing it yourself. So to watch that, I felt that emotion right there. I was right there with them, and I said I would have been in the same boat. I would have second guessed everything at that point, everything I'd ever done in my career probably to that point, trying to figure out if that was truly the best possible outcome. I think given what happened, I think that probably was the best outcome. I think getting to Teterboro would have been a stretch. Turning around to LaGuardia would have been tight. And without knowing the condition of your aircraft, in a perfectly gliding airplane, yeah. But you don't know the condition of those engines. Those engines can be generating tons of extra drag because of the damage, more than you're supposed to have.
My apologies, we'll float at 140.
So you may not even get the ideal glide ratio. So it's hard to say that there was any better outcome possible. But yeah, watching him wander around the streets of New York, watching Tom Hanks wander around the streets of New York, second guessing himself. That's what every pilot will do. Anytime there's a serious incident, you're going to spend minutes, hours, days weeks, months,
Endeavour
years even,
4712,
depending on the
contact
seriousness
lovely
of it.
Cleveland Center on 119er87. Great day.
Is that us?
He's a friend of mine. He's a good guy. It's his birthday, too. So, you know, you got to be nice.
It could have been us. Anyways, we'll have Cleveland ready to go.
Endeavour 18, descend to 5,000.
1987.
Down to 5,000, Endeavour.
Really good movie, though. Really enjoyed watching it with my kids. Glad I had a good outcome. Try to get my kids to watch Mayday every once in a while, and they do not have any interest in it. I think the idea behind it scares them. Every time they see these reports of accidents, they get worried that it's going to happen. I try to explain elements of risk and everything, but it's easy it's easy when you're young to make those, I won't say irrational connections, but
Delta 64, take the right there on Juliet Cross.
Be able to make a realistic analysis of risk.
Have a great day.
So I would like my kids to watch a little bit of Mayday because I'd like them to see the second half, the accident investigation part, how we prevent these bad things from happening a second time.
Okay, thanks. Good day. Delta, should be JetBlue 2637, New York. Are you up?
I would like to see them do that, but anyways.
JetBlue 2637, New York.
I'm not trying to traumatize my kids. I'm trying to... I think it's an interesting show, but I'm trying to sort of introduce them more to the world of what happens. Maybe it's not the best way to do it, but to show that there's
42 November, Roger, maintain
literally millions of man-hours have gone into trying to make this industry one of the safest in the world. And it's generally been very successful. You know, major hull loss accidents, especially in North America, are exceedingly rare now. It's not to say they don't happen, but they're becoming exceedingly rare.
We'll take a look through on Fox.
And it's because of the effort that so many people have put into creating safe systems, safe regulations.
Line up and wait. Traffic will cross downfield.
So much of this has combined to make this industry so safe, but certainly we can never let our guard down.
Rouge 1832 radar services terminated. Unicom
I love Mayday. I think Mayday is a fantastic show. I love trying to learn more. You won't, as I said, I'll be covering the aviation safety letter.
Cleveland's 1897. We'll see you.
Cleveland 1987 to Denver 4712. See ya.
Traffic in sight through on Fox.
Cleveland Center, good afternoon. To Denver 4712, flight level 360.
Air 4712, Cleveland Center, good afternoon.
All right, let's start setting up here. .90, gusting 23, a little windy there, 20,000 foot overcast.
611, do you have the waypoint loaded now?
Yep, but we just put the arrival in.
Roger, alright, cross Emma at and maintain level 320.
Alright,
crossing Emma at 3,
supposed to arrive, ILS 24 right. And let's just pull up the charts here. Pardon me.
Cam 611, contact Chicago Center 12035, good day.
12035, good day. Center top of 4547.
Tribe 4.
Thank you.
ILS 24 right. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the airport chart, 10-9. And we'll try and get a gate number as well in a minute here. Actually, why don't we do it now? Send a message to company while we're underway here. Endeavour 4712 is still the correct flight number. Nope, not anymore. That's a very different flight now. Alright, so let's just search by the routing. JFK to KCLE. And Endeavour. Supposed to go to Bravo 6. They canceled
Delta
today.
1210.
Bravo 6.
This
Bravo 6 there. Perfect. Okay, perfect. So that's what we're going to do. We'll plan for Bravo 6. Let's just get rid of some of this extra stuff we don't need. New York. Alright. So let's just go and check out the arrival. Make sure everything's programmed in here correctly. legs page, so we're doing it from upper here. Dr. Phillipsburg upper. 280 at above 240. Decker. 280, 23 down to 16. Tribe. 280. Plane level 190 to 10,000. And then for 248, looks like Budrow. Oh, sorry, Nagy above 7,000 and Budrow. Boudreaux. And then we get a disconnect. We get a little.
Apollo 3034, descend and maintain 4,000.
Jog in here from ILS 24 right. It looks like Boudreaux is
Delta
in a
1210, wind 20017, gust 27, runway 23, clear to land.
Runway 23, clear to land, Delta 1210.
Make sure we're back in nav mode here. Nope. Nav. To roll mode there while we're playing with this. Alright. Upper Decker Tribe, Nagy, Drew, and then we do Winner, Angie,
Alright, 1239 Cleveland Center,
Alomar.
good afternoon, radar contact over Gons.
Shirk, Rosa.
Korean 250, Toronto Center is closed, radar service terminated, for exchange approved.
Okay, switch to Edacom.
Sure.
Have a great day. Korean Air 250 Heavy.
There we go. Alright, and we need to get 111.55 and 238.
Great Dog 1606, New York Center is closing shortly, radar service terminated, for exchange approved. Have a good day.
111.55, set both sides.
Allegiance 315, descend at pass discretion, maintain 1000, and the, let's see, the Rochester altimeter is 3000. No audio on that one.
Sorry about that. Pilot's discretion down to 11,000. We have the altimeter Allegiant 315.
There we go, FMS1, Alt. Alright, and set course on your side 238. That should do it. Are you ready for the approach briefing? Are you ready for the approach brief? Hello? Are you listening? It's funny because I see it in the other screen. It's recognizing it, but for some reason it's not. Oh, you guys are chatting and I'm not even noticing because I'm busy setting up here. Have you heard? Okay, so. For redundancy in all the redundant systems we have to prevent accidents. Yes, it's redundant, but better to be redundant than not redundant and suffer accidents due to lack of redundancy. Well, yeah, that kind of is a self-serving statement, I think.
Apollo 3034, turn left heading 280.
Aeroflot Lake Planet 3 this time.
Turn left heading 280, Apollo 3034.
Yeah, that Aeroflot 593 with the where the kid disengaged the autopilot and nobody realized it. And it blows my mind that you can have an autopilot disengagement without an audio alert. But again, these are things that it seems obvious now in 2020 hindsight. But you know, at the time, if the pilot's flying, they should know that what's happening and the autopilot's on or not. So, yeah, it's funny all these simple safety features we take for granted. And one of those safety features is autopilot disconnection tones. I just assume that the autopilot's going to make a sound if it disconnects, whether I do it intentionally or not. Even if I do it intentionally, make a sound
Delta
so that I know it's done.
Welcome to Buffalo, taxi to the ramp. Have a good day.
So the other pilot knows as well. Because yeah, if you make an assumption that the autopilot's flying the airplane and you look away, especially single pilot, this is the trouble. You know, and new companies really trying to beat this in is that somebody always is flying the airplane. Companies really trying to beat this in is that one person is always
3034, 7 miles from Ballast.
Even though it's a heavily automated aircraft, really want one person to be emphasized, always watching the airplane, making sure they know what it's doing. If the autopilot comes off, they're ready to take care of it.
250, maintain 4,000 until established, clear for ILS 21 left.
I have not met an aircraft now I have not met an aircraft in my flying career that does not make some kind of sound when the autopilot disengages. A beep, a tone, a bell, something.
Delta 452, push and start.
So I don't remember what kind of aircraft that was, but yeah, the idea of having the autopilot silently disconnected, and the same thing happened in the Everglades. The same thing happened in the Everglades with the, was it Eastern Airlines, L1011, I think? And they disengaged the autopilot, and nobody realized it. They're all sitting there watching the trying to figure out the landing gear bulb. Landing gear bulb was burnt out. Everyone was sitting there trying to figure it out. Nobody was flying the airplane. Nobody noticed the fact the airplane was descending because the autopilot was kicked off silently, accidentally. It was flying perfectly fine and level, and then someone kicked off the autopilot. They hit something. It accidentally disconnected. Thanks, Microsoft. Love that wind shift there. And all of a sudden, airplane's descending. So, yeah. That was a problem before, and you know, somebody should have been flying the airplane, but there should also have been a tone too. So there's many layers of safety that were not there that we kind of take for granted now. All right, anyway, let's do this approach briefing, get it out of the way. So we're doing the arrival today into Cleveland, the Tribe 4 arrival. Play 10-2 Charlie, 26th of March. Radars required, RNAV1 DDI, GPS required, jet aircraft. Landing south, 24 right transition. And jet aircraft descend via Mach number until intercepting 280 knots. Maintain 280 knots until slowed by the star. So we're going to maintain our Mach number until we are slowed, until we hit 280 knots and maintain 280 knots. We've got it all programmed in. The speeds and restrictions are all there as published. The approach is the ILS to runway 24 right in Cleveland, 11:55, 238 is the inbound course. That's all been set both sides. Glide slope at Groza to 2,000, and the Cat 1 minimums, I didn't actually set that yet, 980. Set that.
And center south.
Looks like the touchdown at 780, so we got to make sure our landing elevation gets up there as well. So 9.
South 2547, thanks for the report.
80, and yeah, we got to get a lot higher than that.
Alaska 47.
Go ahead for Alaska 47.
Alaska 47, how's the ride?
2010. That should be 780.
All right, Roger.
Nice.
South 2547. The report at level 350, about 80 miles ahead.
3,100 foot MSA, all sectors around the Dryer VOR, which is west of the field. Missed approach is straight ahead 1,700 feet, then climbing right turn 3,000, direct Dryer, and holds. Straight ahead 1,700, then right turn, direct Dryer 3,000. DMEs required, aircraft on TDI, GPS radar required. Got radar today, circling runway 10 off, test approaches. Just silence, no, that's not coincident. ALS F2 Pappies, it's a beautiful VFR day anyways. We're landing on 24 right, we're going to take a convenient left turn off the runway. Now we're going to cross the departure runway, so probably around November we'll get off. Hopefully November back to the terminal via Lima. Juliet 5 entry if we can do it to Bravo 6 for the entry there.
And Era 4712 descend via the Tribe 4 arrival, runway 24 right transition.
Descend via the Tribe 4, 24 right transition, Endeavour 4712. Alright, bottom altitude 6,000, so let's set 6,000, and pretty much time to start down now, I think. Come on. Ah! Stop doing that. Oh, some days. Alright, so 6,000 feet is
Apollo
set.
3034, wind 19017, gust 24, runway 21 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 21 left, Apollo 3034.
Let's see where this descent kind of puts us here. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Alright, so briefed all that, the terrain, 3,100 foot MSA weather. Weather's VFR operational. I got nothing operational. MELs, nothing. No TAMs. Cleveland, anything no TAMly. And I'm just going to slide this over here so I can keep an eye on that speed as we go down. 2, Victor 1. 6 left 248 closed 5th November today. No, that's not today. Yeah, that's today.
Radio check.
Noon to 1900. Well, if they clears to land on it, it clears to land on it. It's just a proposal.
Loud and clear.
That was 24 right. Procedure NA. Aircraft GPS. Alright, we're supposed to maintain 280 knots now. Alright, I don't see anything that impacts our arrival. Alright. Any questions?
No questions.
Center, this is Southwest 721. Climbing flight level 340 at flight level 3295.
Alright, doing our best to maintain the target of
South
280.
721 Cleveland Center, where are you?
We are currently passing through flight level 302.
Alright.
No, not your altitude. Where are you? What's your nearest VOR? What route are you on? Where are you flying to? Any of those?
We're currently flying to
Alright, gaining some speed down the hill here. We gotta start getting this under control, but otherwise
All
it's
right,
looking
you're
pretty
outside
good.
my airspace. Frequency change approved. And FYI, in the
The game,
future,
not
you do
sure
not
what
need
call
to do
sign I
radio
should
checks.
use.
Just call up with your
That's an excellent question. Call sign. So there's two call signs. There's basically two types of call signs you can use when you're connecting to VATSIM. You can either use the registration of your aircraft, or you can use an airline flight number. So if you're connecting to VATSIM, especially if you're flying kind of VFR, if you're flying smaller aircraft, you'll probably want to connect just with the aircraft's registration tail number, as it's otherwise known. So for this aircraft, it's November 324 Papa Quebec. So you would just literally type in November 324 Papa Quebec, or whatever's on the tail of your aircraft. Or you can use an aircraft, or you can use an airline call sign. So if you're using an airline call sign, it's always got to be a 3-letter airline code followed by a flight number.
Did you want to change your altitude?
So actually, I can't show you. Well, yeah. Anyways, so like for example, for me, so here's one Alaska 47 ASA for Alaska 47. Here's one that is just the aircraft call sign, November 3411, tail number. AAY 315. I can't remember what AAY is. AAL 1239, so American 1239. So you know, and then how do you get a real world flight number? Well, there's different ways you can do it. You can use FlightAware. A lot of people use FlightAware, so if you pick you know, the two airports you want to fly between and put them into FlightAware, it'll give you all the real world flight numbers flying between those airports. So you can pick a flight number that way. If you use software like I have here, SimToolkit Pro has actually got a really neat schedule search feature. So, for example, today's flight I'm doing is JFK to Cleveland. So if I was to search those, I could find all the real-world flight numbers that are logged in here for this flight route. So Delta 5753, American 3863, American 4084, American 3666. So all these are the real-world flight numbers that would be used. So there's different ways you can search for a flight number. You can use real world, or you can make one up. There's no real rule in VATSIM that says you have to use a real world flight number. You do have to use the correct airline call signs in order for the controllers to know, because the controllers know those 3-letter codes. They know them. They'll call you by that code. So if you want to be American Airlines, you put AAL. But otherwise, there's no rule on what flight number you have to use. It's just got to be unique. If someone else has already got that flight number when you try to log in with it, VATSIM will tell you.
Fast 125 Cleveland Center, radar contact.
VATSIM will complain to you if you're using somebody's call signs already logged in.
20 miles north of Rochester. Make a enter right base.
Hope that helps. I don't know if that helped.
Runway 22 clear to land.
I hope that helped. We're on our way down. We're going to try and get there, get to the gate, and get underway. I got lots of stuff to do today. I really shouldn't have done this second leg. I don't know why I let you guys talk me into it. I got stuff to do.
UPS 1029 Heavy, cleared to Dusseldorf Airport as filed. Climb via SID, departure this frequency, and squawk 57.
This descent profile is going to work pretty well to get us to Putru with 6,000 though.
Clear to Dusseldorf Airport as filed. Climb via SID, frequency with you, squawk 5764.
Apollo 3034 right
starting to see Ligiri over there in the distance.
Top of 3, hold short 21 right.
You're flying out of Kingston Airport. Now, are you flying out of Kingston, Ontario, Kingston, Jamaica, Kingston, New York?
Alaska 47, cross slate, run at and maintain level 330.
And yes, like Travis said, if you're new to VATSIM, put that in the remarks of your flight plan. When you put together a flight plan and file it on the network, put new to VATSIM in the remarks. The controllers usually, if they see you're struggling with something, they might look and they'll say, hey, this guy is new. They'll try to take it easy on you. They'll try to provide you helpful hints if you're doing something wrong. Yeah, definitely if you're new to VATSIM, put it in the flight plan. It helps a lot. Controllers will try to go a little easier on you when they know you're new. It can be a very intimidating thing to get on here the first time. So just go out and try and do something simple.
3034 cross runway 21
Be ready to
right,
admit you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes.
Right on Mike
Everybody
3,
does.
hold short 27
Even
right.
veterans who've been on this network for 10, 15, 20 years make mistakes.
20,
That's not the end of the world. Try to learn from them.
Mike,
That's the key.
Short at,
Try to be accepting when other people offer you feedback and learn from those mistakes. Well, it's going to be a lot more direct and more efficient approach entry than we did going into New York, that's for sure. A little bit more efficient than our New York arrival. Vectored around forever and ever and ever. I feel like we're right at the bottom of the altitude window, so we're just going to back off the descent rate a little bit here as we continue down.
Apollo 3034, cross runway 27 right, continue Mike to the ramp. Have a good day.
That vector was crazy. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that went crazy. The departing vector was partly my fault, but even just getting in there on arrivals. New York is just insane. Nobody arriving JFK can descend west of the field, so you got to fly overhead the field at like 15,000 feet and then descend on the east side. It's insane, but it's the only way they can make it work. It's the only way they can get the number of airplanes in there that they have to get in there. Otherwise, there's just not enough airspace for those three airports to kind of work together. So they literally bring you, for JFK, they just bring you across the top and drop you on the other side. City tour. Well, LaGuardia is great for the city tours, man. If you've ever done the approach to the fours, I love doing the approach to fours, and I don't normally make PAs below 10,000 feet to passengers, but when we're doing the approach to the fours, I always make the PA to the passengers just as we're passing over Manhattan. Those of you on the left side, have a look outside now. You're about to get a bird's eye view of Manhattan. From 4,000 feet. That's fantastic. It gets even better at night.
Cross runway 28.
There's probably a speed restriction in here that I don't... No, Tribe's 280. 240 is where we have to start slowing down at Budru. I'm sure there's some significance to that name that I don't know, because it seems like there's a lot of sports and baseball references on here, and I don't know sport. I don't know baseball very well, so. All right, Dan. Yeah, I don't do it very much, but it's that view of Manhattan every time. It never gets old. I love it every time. So I will make that announcement. Hey, get off the IFE for 5 seconds and go look out the window, because you're going to be amazed at what you see. Because otherwise people will be staring at the IFE. They'll have no idea that they're flying 4,000 feet over Manhattan because they're too busy watching something on the IFE.
Sorry about that. Cleveland Center, hello.
We're so used to staring at our screens and just not seeing anything outside of our screens. He says as he streams on multiple monitors at the same time. Yes, the irony of that complaint is not lost on me.
JetBlue 520 Cleveland Center, standby. JetBlue 520 cleared to Chicago O'Hare Airport as filed. Climb via SID. Expect level 280, 10 minutes after departure. That'll be your final. Departure this frequency, squawk 5703.
And we're cleared to O'Hare as filed. Climb via SID. Expect
Expect flight level 280 for
How busy
final.
is this airport
and,
anyway? It sounds like this Cleveland Control is working not hard, but working steady. And New York locked off behind us. Like I've had like remarkable luck.
Taxi, and it's 2-1 right for departure.
Remarkable luck for the last little while with ATC on these streams. I can't believe we've had wall-to-wall ATC, except for the fact we got turf to Unicom when we shouldn't have on this leg. We basically had almost wall-to-wall ATC service. Like very impressive.
Metro clearance to Kalamazoo.
Air 4682 Cleveland Center, good afternoon. Cleared to Kalamazoo Airport as filed. Climb via SID, departure this frequency, squawk 5765.
She is a beautiful day out there, that's for sure.
Right, we're cleared as filed, climb to SID, squawk 5765, departure frequency with you, Endeavor 4682.
Delta 452, give me one moment.
Get a little fancy because I know I got stuff to do today. I should not have bought into the second leg, you guys.
452 RNAV Jolu, wind 190 at 18 gust 27, runway 21 right, clear for takeoff.
RNAV to Jolu, runway 21 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 452.
Speed 152, correction, fast 125, cross runway 28 and now ready to post to my stand.
Stand by. And there are 4682, your read back is correct, advise ready for taxi.
Call for taxi, 4682.
Fast 125, taxi to the ramp.
Shall I taxi back to my own land?
Alright. Getting there, getting there,
Delta
getting there.
446, Minneapolis Center closed, right of service terminated for exchange of crews. Have a good day.
There is a new website actually that I did find this last week or so that if you guys have not seen it before, if you're VATSIM fans at all, it's called StatSim, statsim.net.
No audio on that.
As in it rhymes with VATSIM, so statsim.net.
My apologies.
And it's another kind of
Mini is closed, frequency
live data tracker of VATSIM. What's really neat about it, though, is that the Iron Mike that hasn't really been honored for a while now is kind of replicated in there.
New York Center's closed for air service.
You can see the amount of time spent online by various sectors and rank them on the website. So you actually, for those that enjoyed the Iron Mike before, it's sort of one of the features of it is that you can see the Iron Mike type of listing again. So that's kind of nice to have. And then the other thing that's nice to have on there as well is you can see the historical traffic patterns at various airports. You can see the number of takeoffs, departures at various airports. So for those of you that have been around long enough to remember the VATAware website that used to have a graph of arrivals and departures at various airports, it's the same kind of style of website again. All right, let's start getting the speed back here. Oh, don't need to go in reverse. Just need to get the speed back. .250. Nope, not that one. That one. Cut back on the descent rate if we're cutting back on the speed.
There are 4712 at Boudreaux, cleared ILS 24 right approach.
At Boudreaux, cleared ILS 24 right, Endeavor 4712. Well, that was easy.
You get 1029 heavy. Is it the top pushback and engine start, or we just do that?
Descent checklist.
UPS 1029 heavy, yeah, on the ramps, on the non-movement areas, it's at your discretion.
2986 set left.
2986 set right. Landing data set 4629 pounds. Thrust reversers.
Army. On.
Climbing, good,
Set.
Seatbelts on.
UPS 4226 Cleveland Center, good
Seatbelt and
afternoon.
shoulder harness.
Check left.
Delta 452,
Check
radar
right.
contact 5000, climb and maintain level 310, resume
Sure
normal
about that.
speed.
Descent check complete.
Yes, I am.
FS, flight level 310, resume normal speed, Delta 4 parking.
Please use caution when opening overhead
Fast
bins.
125.
Ref of 130 today.
Disconnecting.
See ya.
All right, cleared for the approach. Just got to actually descend.
Seats to their upright position and check the
So we
security.
got all the waypoints on there. 6,000 at Boudreaux, 5,000, 4,000. Down we go. It's a great site, Rob. Statsim.net. Fairly new, I guess. Yeah. I only discovered it this last week or so. I just happened. I don't even know how I found it, but I just happened. I can't remember how exactly I found it, but it seems like a brand new site, or relatively new. But it's got several of those features that I like. It's got, like you said, actually, it does have that ATC booking feature. So if people who log into that website and book ATC through the website, it'll show a list to other users of when ATCs plan to be online, which is kind of nice. I personally like it for the stats, for the flight tracking at various airports, so you can see the relative traffic levels at the airports, and the Iron Mic stuff. That's kind of fun too. I miss the Iron Mic. I understand that it was taken away because people were getting ridiculously over the top about it, and I understand that, but I miss it. I think it was a great motivator to get people online. Just a little friendly competition. People took it too seriously, and that's why it was taken away. But for the most part, it was a fun, friendly competition that gave people a good reason to get online and kind of just talk a little trash talk with, oh, we're online more than you are, to their neighbors and trying to get online. So I miss that, and it's kind of nice to see that's back a little bit in a way. So yeah, check it out, statsim.net. It's a simple one little website, but just grabbing all the data from VATSIM and putting it together in some interesting historical data analysis. Yeah, it doesn't sort particularly well, so you kind of have to pick through the list. You can sort of filter stuff a little bit, but you have to kind of know what you're looking for. So you won't be able to immediately find all the Canadian FIRs or anything like that. You'll actually have to page through the list to see all the Canadian ones, or search for the Canadian ones and find the data for the Canadian ones. But you can still use it. It's still usable. The data's there, and you can, like I said, trash talk your fellow Canadian FIRs a little bit. Get everyone online a little bit more, perhaps. Alright, so we made that crossing restriction, so let's go down again. Let's see if we can get 4,000 at Angie and 3,000 for Shirk. By the looks of it, should do it. Starting to kind of see the airport come into sight there. We're going to go right over Cleveland's downtown here. There's a lakefront airport somewhere. I believe that's it right there. Downtown Cleveland, but then off to the southwest outskirts to actually land. Well, I don't know how long that site's been up there. I just found it last week, I think. But yeah, it's a good little site. I miss that VAT-aware statistics. I like to kind of see how people, how the various airports have evolved, and the, how very much it conforms to the, if you staff it, people will fly it. And the more we staff our airports, the more you tend to see the pilots flying there all throughout the day, whether you're there or not. Alright, there's 3,000. And I'm going to go ahead and arm the local glide slope now. And as we fly around the corner here, it should pick them up automatically. Hello, Cleveland. Angie is pretty much almost right over downtown here. Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
4,000 descending 3,000. Flaps 8.
Flaps 8.
Terrain.
That was an odd place to get a terrain warning. Altitude capture.
APU is coming up.
Oh, stop turning the APU on. Honest to God. Loke. Wow.
There are 4712, wind 19017, gust 26, runway 24 right, actually correction 24 left, clear to land.
And set up for 24 right, we'll take 24 right, or Endeavour 4712.
4712, roger, runway 24 right, clear to land.
24 right, clear to land, thanks, Endeavour 4712.
Incentive for JetBlue 520, air for taxi with November.
JetBlue 520, runway 22 left, taxi via, actually, are you facing north or south currently?
Gear down.
I'm pretty sure it's facing north.
Alright, JetBlue 520, runway 22 left, taxi via Hotel Bravo Yankee.
Flaps 20.
2 left by Hotel Bravo Yankee for JetBlue 520.
Okay, so VRAP 1.
Gear up.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 45.
Flaps 45.
Landing check.
4 landing check, please. Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Spoiler 0. Flaps 45. 4 landing check, please.
Nothing to do but land in this giant crosswind. Target a BRAF of just over 140 here.
1,000.
Visual.
Sync rate 500. Sync rate 400. 400.
DBS 1426, verify using 29902 as your altimeter setting. Flight level indicates 355.
300.
We forgot to change the altimeter. Descending now 350.
200. Sync rate.
Disregard visual.
100. 50. 40. 30.
UPS 1426 requesting 5 minutes out of cockpit.
20.
Yes, 1426 approved.
10.
Thank you.
So, reverse grain. So sensitive this control column is. I think I need to turn it down a little bit. Alright, not the worst landing I ever did. Off on November. Endeavour 4712 is clear of 24 right on November.
Our 4712, cross runway 24 left, taxi to the ramp.
Okay, cross 24 left, taxi to the ramp. Endeavour 4712, thank you.
Cabin has been notified.
In center for JetBlue 520, short 2 left right.
Cancel
Takeoff data
checklist.
set for runway 27. RNAV first fix identified.
JetBlue 520.
Pre-selected.
The wind 19018 gust 27, runway 22 left clear for takeoff.
Yeah, that was not too bad on a landing. That was pretty, considering the gustiness, it's not too bad. It's not perfect.
Yeah, I'm sorry, was the first part just the wind for JetBlue 520? You were cutting out first.
Lately, I don't know what it is, but I find that my control quadrants become very responsive. I find I'm often over controlling with it. There's a dead zone, and then I find that the time I get through the dead zone, start having an impact on it, and I'm way over controlling. I don't get the feeling of heaviness, that's for sure, from these controls. After landing check. So he's doing the after landing flow. We're going to just taxi in, and then we're going to call the day because, wow, it's a lot longer than I had intended to stream for, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. There's the Expo Center, whatever it is, the IX Center, which is one of the largest buildings in Ohio, I believe. It's right now it's a convention center, but it used to be a tank factory.
Code, I'm still showing 1200 on it, and
it's an absolutely mammoth facility, and apparently there's even a swimming pool in the basement where they used to test tanks for their water tightness. So there's actually in the basement of that building, there's actually
UBS 1029 heavy,
there's actually a giant swimming pool where they used to test the tanks and make sure that they were waterproof the way they were supposed to be.
Cross 24 right, Golf, Alpha.
Now it's a convention center because they stopped making tanks there a while ago, but.
Victor 2. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Let's go with Juliet 5.
Victor 2.
I'm full of all sorts of trivia that I learned. I've been to Cleveland a few times.
Alpha, hold short 24 left.
Victor 2, cross 24 right. Left on golf.
Alright.
Alpha.
A useless guy. Oh, you already started the AP. I was going to tell you to start the AP. Better stop listening to me. You're just going to start it again. And what did I not do yet? Now that it's probably going to work properly, I did not set up my GSX. Don't need to follow me. There we go. Got the APU up and running. These guys should be able to unload it here soon. So Juliet 4 is just on the other side of this pier here. Not too much traffic in Cleveland today. So that's Bravo 10, so it should be Bravo 8, Bravo
Southwest
6.
2547,
just
Boston
a little
Center
way down
closed,
here.
service terminated, frequency exchange approved. See ya.
Over to Unicom, thanks for help.
I don't think there's any lines on the apron here. We just sort of do our own thing on the apron. Taxi light off. APU's available. There's gate Bravo 6, and there's our marshaller. Perfect. This time it worked. When GSX works, it works.
JetBlue 520 radar
It's
contact,
a nice thing to have a
7000,
marshaller
maintain
because
level
it helps you
280
line up
normal
and park
speed.
so properly.
Up to pilot 280 normal speed for JetBlue 520.
I really miss having GSX in after I left the P3D world. I got so used to having a marshaller, and I thought it was going to be gimmicky at first. I really did, but it really is something that it really steps up the immersion. This is how you park an airplane for real. Somebody outside is pointing you in the right direction, helping you get stopped in the right spot. Either that or a VGDS, but there we go. That's on, seatbelts off. I get to submit my flight, thank you.
Cleveland Center, UPS 10 to 29 heavy. After all, do you want to take
All that off, that off. Shutdown check.
UPS 1029 heavy cross runway 24 left, Lima, Lima 7.
Roger,
The boarding requested.
Shutdown check.
Yeah, UPS 1029 heavy, check your squawk.
Cancel
code,
checklist.
5767.
Shutdown check.
Sorry about that, 8664.
Shocks and brakes.
In and on.
Seatbelt sign.
Off.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Packs.
Off.
Cleveland Center,
Set.
good morning. Rouge
Fuel pumps.
1718 over Patty's level 230 for
Off.
340.
Beacon.
For 1718 Cleveland Center,
Heels
good
rescue.
afternoon, squawk 5742, radar contact.
Transponders standby. Shutdown check.
5742 and
All right, that's it. We're done, guys. We're here. We made it all the way to Cleveland. Here come these guys. Let's not forget, today we'll open the doors for them. You guys can have those. I can open that door. That's down. That could be on. That could be
Passengers
on.
deboarding starting.
And passenger deboarding started, and
Cal's
that's
wings are
it.
coming on.
We are done. We're here. Welcome to Cleveland, everybody. And that's it. When you're looking, the lost feeling I get when looking for a gate isn't normal. No, that's not normal. Normally you get some marshalers, they wave at you, they smile, they welcome you with open arms. But that's it. So we have now finished that leg, and we're going to submit it, and that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I got to get out of here because this is way longer than I had intended to stay on. You guys have been a lot of fun, and it's been tons of fun. I hope you guys have learned something. As I said, I had fun. I haven't had this long of a stream in a while. It was definitely fun. I've got a bunch of stuff to do, so I'm going to get out of here pretty quickly, but thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys hopefully possibly next week for another stream, but in the meantime, stay safe out there wherever you guys are. Stay healthy. Try not to get the COVID if you can, and if you do, well, stay healthy anyways. I will see you guys all real soon and out there on the VATSIM network. Have a great day, everybody.